Hi, my dear 10th class students. Yesterday, I explained how is biological science paper, from which lessons, which questions they will ask like that. I explained totally yesterday. Already you know how they will give. So today, I collected one 10th class board examination paper, and today I am going to explain all the questions along with the answers. Okay? Now I am going to write the question paper on the board. So what is the first question? So first one is part A. What they asked part A? First question is write two chemicals required. Write two chemicals required. Write two chemicals required to conduct experiment. To conduct experiment to prove that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. This is the first question. Second question is, so write two suggestions that you would give to a person. Write two suggestions write two suggestions that you would give that you would give to a person whose both kidneys. To a person whose whose both kidneys both both kidneys stop working completely. Stop working completely. Next, third question. What will happen if pollutants enter into the lake ecosystem? If the pollutants enter into the lake eco system. These three questions are 3 into 2, 6 marks. Part A. Okay, sorry. Part A contain section 1. Section 1. Now, section 2. This is also contain 3 questions. 3 into 4, 12 marks. What is that that question, 4 marks question. So what is that 4 marks question? Explain the steps of light dependent reaction in the mechanism of photosynthesis. Yes. Explain the process. Explain the process of light dependent so explain the steps, sorry, explain the steps of light dependent reaction. Steps of light dependent reaction. Light dependent reaction in the mechanism of photosynthesis. In the MECHA mechanism of PHOTO photo SYNTHASIS photosynthesis. This is one question. Next, fifth question is write any 4 non-renewable resources. Write any 4 non-renewable resources. You have observed in your surroundings. Surroundings and write their uses. Write their uses. Next, sixth question. Observe the following picture. Following picture. Observe the following picture and answer the following questions. And answer the questions. Yes, this is a 3 into 2, 6 marks. These 3, 1, 2, 3. This is a 3 into 4, 12 marks. Next, 3 questions. Section 3. I will tell about that also. What is section 3 questions? Explain the parts of human brain and their function. This is one big 6 marks question. And the next question is explain the experimental procedure followed to observe the internal structure of the mammalian heart and write the observations. Next and last ninth question. Explain the human respiratory system with a labeled diagram. This is the question paper. So so out of 3 questions, so long questions, long questions. Out of 3, we have to write only 2 only. That is 12 marks. Totally 24 plus 30 marks. Okay, 10 marks bit paper. Okay, totally 40 marks. 10 marks are in your internal marks. So as yesterday I explained about that. So this is the board paper, last year paper. Last year paper. So let us try to give the answers for that questions. Okay, are you able to see that question paper? First question is, write two chemicals required to conduct experiment to prove that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. First question. Second one, write two suggestions that you would give to a person whose both kidneys stop working completely. Next, third question, what will happen if the pollutants enter into the lake ecosystem? This is part A, section 1. Next, section 2. Explain the steps of light dependent reaction in the mechanism of photosynthesis. Next question, write any four of non-renewable resources you have observed in your surroundings and write their uses. Next question is, observe the sixth question. Observe the following picture and answer the questions. What he gave that following picture? So this one he gave. What is that meiosis process he gave? He gave just meiosis process. Once look at that. He gave just meiosis process. Listen carefully. Yes, what he gave? Meiosis, not mitosis. Are you observing? Meiosis and mitosis. Okay. Okay. Meiosis and mitosis. Meiosis and mitosis. Okay. Next, big questions. So 6 marks questions are. I am not writing on the board. Just I am telling. So long questions. Out of 3 questions, 2 only we will write. So 2 into 6, 12 marks. 12 plus 12, 24 plus 6. Totally 30 and 10 marks bit paper. Totally 40. 10 marks are 10 marks are internal marks. Okay. So now I am going to give the answers for that question. Okay. First question. What is first question? Listen carefully. What is first question? Listen. Write 2 chemicals required to conduct experiment to prove that CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. So this is the first question, first lesson question. Now I am going to write the answer. In CO2 experiment, the chemicals required are first one KOH. Yes, KOH, that means potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide. KOH is essential. KOH is essential for absorbing CO2 present in the leaf. Okay. What he asked? 2 chemicals. I wrote 1 chemical. The second chemical is iodine. Iodine or betadine. Iodine or betadine. Now I am going to write the iodine or betadine. So this is also required. This is also required to find out starch is formed. Starch is formed. Starch is formed in the leaf. Yes. This is the direct question, direct answer, sir. He asked two chemicals. I told two chemicals. One is KOH. Another one is iodine or betadine. KOH is essential for absorbing the CO2 present in the leaf. This is one. And next, iodine or betadine. This is also required to find out the starch is formed in the leaf. This is the answer of first question. Okay, next second question answer. Next second question answer. Okay, now listen carefully. What is second question? What is second question? Write two suggestions that you would write two suggestions that you would give uh, to a person. Write two suggestions that you would give. Write two suggestions. Second question. Write two suggestions. Write two suggestions that you would give to a person whose both kidneys kidneys stop working completely. This is the second question. Okay, this is the second question. Now I am going to write the answer for this question. Okay, so listen carefully. Write two suggestions that you would give to a person whose both kidneys stop working completely. Answer is answer A. The person, first point, the person regularly use the dialysis to remove the waste present in the blood. This is first point. And second point, it is possible, if it is possible, better to follow long-term solution to change the kidney if it is available available. So this is the right answer. This is the right answer for second question. Okay, what is the answer for second question? The person regularly use the dialysis to remove the waste present in the blood. That is one point. Second point, if it is possible, better to follow long-term solution to change the kidney if it is available from relative donor. This is the correct answer for second question. Now, third question. What is the third question? What will happen if pollutants enter into the lake ecosystem? Third question. What will happen if the pollutants that enter into the lake ecosystem? This is the question. Lake ecosystem. Right. This is the question. Okay. What will happen? Naturally, the answer is first point. The first point. Yes, the first point is so what will happen if the pollutants that enter into the lake ecosystem? Yes. Pollutants enter into the lake, it will leads to decrease the dissolvement of oxygen in the ecosystem water. This is the first point. So, what will happen if the pollutants that enter into the lake ecosystem? So, the answer is pollutants enter into the lake, it will leads to decrease dissolvement of oxygen in the ecosystem water. Next, this is the first point. Next point, As a result, as a result, the aquatic, the aquatic ani, the aquatic animals and plants will die due to lack of oxygen. Due to lack of oxygen. This is the answer of third question. This is the answer of third question. This is the answer of third question. What will happen if the pollutants that enter into the lake ecosystem? First point, pollutants enter into the lake, it will leads to decrease the dissolvement of the oxygen in the ecosystem water. Next, second point, as a result, the aquatic animals and plants will die due to lack of the oxygen. This is the exact and perfect answer. This is the exact. Hey, look at this. This is the exact. Stop this. Stop this. This is the exact and perfect answer for third question. Next, fourth question. Shall we see that what is fourth question? Okay, what is the fourth question? So, three questions completed. Now, fourth question. So, here 3 into 4, 12 marks. What is the fourth question? Let us see that. Fourth question. Explain the steps of light dependent reaction. Explain the steps of light dependent reaction. Light dependent reaction in the mechanism of photosynthesis. Of photosynthesis. This is the question. What is the question? So explain the steps of light dependent reaction in the mechanism of photosynthesis. Now we are going to write the answer for this. First point, the reactions which which the reactions which required the reactions which required light for occurring of them. The reactions which is required light for occurring of them is called light reaction. This is first point. And second point. What is the second point? So, light dependent reactions occurs on the thylakoidal membranes chlorophyll will be activated. Light dependent reactions occurs on the thylakoid membranes, then chlorophyll will be activated. Next, third point, the light activated chlorophyll the light activate chlorophyll the light activated chlorophyll split the water molecule into two, that is H plus H plus H2O gives H plus OH minus. This in this splitting, oxygen will form. In this process, oxygen in this process oxygen will form. By splitting of water molecule, oxygen will form. Okay, oxygen will form. Next, fourth point. The ATP and NADPH will form. How the ATP and NADPH will form? See this. This is the chloroplast. These are the grana thylakoids. These are the grana thylakoids. When sunlight is focused on the thylakoidal membrane, the thylakoidal membrane contains water. Then that is divided as a H plus OH minus. Then the H is moved from one side of the thylakoidal membranes to another side of the thylakoidal membrane. Another side of the thylakoidal membrane. That means the hydrogen molecule is enter into the stroma. Okay, next point, the stroma consists of naturally electron acceptors. So that is ADP and that is NAD and NADP. These are naturally present in the stroma of the chloroplast. Hence, when H is enter into the stroma, then this is received by NADPH. That is received by NADP, then it is formed as NADPH. So, by the movement of hydrogen molecule from one side of the thylakoidal membranes to another side of the thylakoidal membrane, some amount of the energy will form. That is called ATP. When hydrogen is entered into the stroma of the chloroplast, the stroma already contain naturally some of the electron acceptors. That is NADP. Then NADP receives the hydrogen, then it is followed NADPH. Like this, finally ATP NADPH is formed. And next point, these ATP NADPH are utilized in dark reaction to form the glucose. This is the answer of So light dependent reaction. Okay, this is the answer of light dependent reaction. Now fifth question. Now fifth question. Now fifth question. Write any four non-renewable resources. Fifth question. Write any four non write any four non-renewable resources that observed that observe that observe in your surroundings. Surroundings. This is the fifth question. Okay. First question completed, second question completed, third question completed, fourth question also I don't answer. Now fifth question. Write any four non-renewable resources that observed in your surroundings. Yes. First one. What is the first one? Coal. First one is coal. Coal. Coal is used for coal is coal is used for producing electricity. Producing electricity. This is one non-renewable resource. Next one, let us see. Petroleum. Petroleum. Okay. Used as a fuel of vehicles. Used as a fuel of vehicles. Used as a fuel of vehicles anamata. Okay, next natural gas. Next third one is natural gas used for cooking the food material. Cooking the food material. And not only in this, used for cooking the food material, and not only for that, used for producing electricity. Producing electricity. Electricity. This is a natural resource. And fourth one, how many he asked? Just four he asked. And minerals. And minerals. 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 This is also one of the non-renewable resources. Naturally, where is minerals? Minerals are present in water. Minerals are present in water. Yes, minerals are used for industries. Used in industries. Industries. These minerals used in industries and constructions. You may ask, what are minerals are used in construction? Yes, where is minerals? Minerals are present in water. Yes. If you want to construct any building, any road, any bridge, any bungalow, they must and should use the water. The water contain the minerals. Yes. So what is the question? Write any four non-renewable resources that observed in your surroundings. So there are four non-renewable resources: coal and petroleum and natural gas and minerals. Coal is used for producing electricity. Yes. Next, petroleum. Petroleum is used as a fuel of vehicles. Next, natural gas. Natural gas is used for cooking the food materials and used for producing electricity. Correctly, yes. Next and last point. Minerals are used in industries and constructions. This is the exact answer of the fifth question. Next, I am going to write the sixth question answer. So once observe this, now I am going to write the sixth question answer. Next, sixth question is observe the picture and write the answers. So what he gave before I showed meiosis diagram, he gave answer. Meiosis diagram. Meiosis diagram he gave. So what is the first question? What is the first question? What type of cell division does it represent? What type of cell division it represent? What answer is meiosis. This is the first question answer. And second question, what is second question? What is the difference in the number of chromosomes of parent? What is the difference? What is the difference in the number of chromosomes? Number of chromosomes compared to the parent cell. Compared to the parent cell. Okay, దీనికి ఆన్సర్ exactly half. Yes. Daughter cells have exactly half number of the chromosomes. This is the second question answer. And what is the third question? Diagram is meiosis. Under the diagram, they asked four questions. Two questions already I wrote. Third question is which cells of the body does the above cell division takes place? Okay, this cell division takes place in which cells? The right answer, this answer is reproductive organs. Reproductive organs. Reproductive organs. It is otherwise called as germ cells. This is the third question answer. What is the fourth question? How many daughter cells are formed? How many daughter cells are formed in this division? Answer is 4. 4 daughter cells are formed in meiosis. If it is mitosis, 2 daughter cells are formed. Yes, I completed 6th question answer also. This is the 6th question. Observe the picture and write the answers. Okay, I wrote 4 questions he asked. I wrote 4 questions answers. Next, next 7th question. What he asked, let us see. 7th question means section C contain 3 questions. Out of 3, we have to write only 2 questions. Each question carries 6 marks. 2 into 6, 12 marks. Okay. 7th question is explain the parts of human brain and their functions. Parts of human brain and their parts. This is direct question. Answer is the human brain is divided into 3 parts. The human brain divided into 3 parts. 3 parts. First one, forebrain. This is called forebrain. And this is called midbrain. Second one. Midbrain. And third one, last one. This is called hindbrain. This one is called last. This one is called hindbrain. Hindbrain. Okay. Next point. The forebrain includes cerebrum, thalamus, and hypothalamus. First one. Next point. Third point. The forebrain includes thalamus and hypothalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus. The forebrain The forebrain includes cerebrum. The forebrain includes cerebrum, thalamus, hypothalamus. Next point is thalamus relays sensory impulses. Thalamus relays sensory impulses. To impulses. Next, hypothalamus. Next point, hypothalamus. What is that? Hypothalamus regulates body temperature and hunger. Hypothalamus regulates body temperature and the hypothalamus body temperature and hunger. This is another point. And next, sixth point is midbrain controls reflex movements of eyes and head. Midbrain controls reflexes and midbrain controls reflexes movement and eyes and head. Reflexes movements of eyes and head. This is another point. Next, seventh point is hindbrain includes cerebellum, pons vareoli, medulla oblongata. Next, hindbrain includes cerebellum, pons vareoli, and medulla oblongata. This is another point. And next point. Cerebellum maintain balance and posture. This one, cerebellum maintain balance and posture. And one more point also there. What is that? Medulla oblongata controls the breathing and heartbeat. So this one, cerebellum maintain balance and posture, and medulla oblongata controls the breathing and heartbeat. This is about seventh question answer. So this is about seventh question answer. Next, I am going to write eighth question answer. What is eighth question? Explain the experimental procedure followed. Observe the internal structure of the mammalian heart and write the observation. So totally he is asking about eighth question, observation of mammalian heart. Mammalian heart. Totally, the eighth question is observe the mammalian heart. What is mammals? The organisms which will feed their babies with breast milk is called mammals. He asked observe the observation of mammalian heart. So first point. What is the first point? Take a fresh mammalian heart and wash it thoroughly. Take a fresh MMA mammalian heart and wash it thoroughly. This is the first point. And what is the second point? Identify the arteries and veins attached to the heart. IDENTI, identify the arteries, and veins, attached to the heart. Attached to the heart. Third point is cut the heart vertically into two halves. Vertically and observe the heart chambers. Vertically means this is longitudinally, sorry, this is longitudinally, this is horizontally. Vertically or horizontal. This is horizontally, this is longitudinally. Okay, next point is note the thickness of the ventricle walls. Ventricles walls. Next point. Observe the walls between chambers. Chambers. And next, sixth point. The left ventricle wall is thicker than the right ventricle. Yes, the left ventricle wall is thicker than the right ventricle. Yes, this is the answer. Valves present black flow of blood. valves valves prevent back flow of blood. So this is the full answer of eighth question. Okay, you may write one more question. The heart is protected by two thin layers membrane called pericardium. Okay, that also we can add. This is the answer of the 8 questions. For 2 marks questions, we have to write 2 or 3 lines answer. For 4 marks questions, we have to write 3 to 4 lines on 4 to 6 lines only. For 8 marks questions, we have to write 8 to 10 lines. Then only they will give full marks. If we write the 4 or 5 points for long answer question, that means 6 marks question, they won't provide full out of full marks. And what is the next question is ninth one. What is the ninth question? What is the ninth question? Explain the human respiratory system with a labeled diagram. Explain the human respiratory system. Explain the human respiratory system. Explain the human respiratory system with a label diagram. Yes, here you must draw the diagram. For diagram, for diagram, 2 marks. For labels, 2 marks. For explanation, 2 marks. Altogether, 6 marks. First, we have to write the diagram here. First, we have to draw the diagram here. The answer is the first. The human respiratory system helps in breathing. Helps. Helps in breathing. Breathing. Second point. This is the first point. Second point. It includes respiratory system includes respiratory system includes like this, write, don't write like this. First one, nostrils. Second one, nasal cavities. Nodules, nasal cavities. Third one, pharynx. And pharynx. After that, trachea. After that, bronchi. And next, bronchioles. And next, seventh ones, alveoli. And next, finally, blood. These parts are present in the human respiratory system. Human respiratory system includes 1. Nostrils, 2. Nasal cavities, 3. Pharynx, 4. Trachea, 5. Bronchi, and 6. Bronchioles, 7. Alveoli, 8. Blood, like that. Okay. and these bronchi, and finally alveoli. And alveoli means where alveoli? Lungs. The lungs are receives the oxygen, carbon dioxide from blood, like that. And next point is air enters through nostrils and passes into the nasal cavity. Next point, air enters through nostrils and enter into nasal cavity, and enter into nasal cavity. Okay, next alveoli. Alveoli are present at the end of bronchioli. Bronchioli. Yes, and next points. Gases exchange occurs in the alveoli. Gases exchange occurs in the alveoli. Gases exchange occurs in the alveoli. Alveoli. Gases exchange occurs in the alveoli. Okay, how gases exchange occurs in the alveoli? So from the alveoli contain oxygen. The alveoli are supplied with rich blood vessels. From the blood, carbon dioxide is entered into the alveoli. From the alveoli, the oxygen is entered into the blood, and then the blood is going to each and every cell of the human body. This is the complete answers of the board question paper. Yes, once again, for 2 marks questions, we have to write 2 to 3 points. For 4 marks questions, we have to write 4 to 6 points. For 6 marks questions, we have to write 8 to 10 points. Then only we will get full out of full marks. This is the 40 marks paper, and 10 marks are in the 10 marks are as a internal marks. This is the totally explanation of the 10th class examination board question paper. Yesterday I gave analysis of the question paper, how I told, how I thought, like that only the questions are came. Again 10 bits are there. So one bit is right choice, another bit, one bit is correct answer, another bit is incorrect answer, and another bit is so match the following, another bit is diagram, and another bit is add one out, and some other bits are about biodiesel, and some other bits are about rubber plant, some other bits are about alkaloids, like that. We can easily find out the answers of the 10 bits, like that. 1 or 2 bits they will stress. That is common thing in all subjects. So that's why no need to feel fear about these examinations. The government paper is very easy. No need to panic. No need to feel fear. Okay, government paper is very easy. Like this, you have to write the answer, then only you will get the full out of full marks.